Welcome to the first ever podcast. I am Golf Guru Greg here with the shirtless wonder, aka Clinton, the football guru, better known as Nate, and the foreigner, known as Scott. We are here breaking down all of the football games for Sunday's slate, as well as talking about today's game with the Browns and the Bengals. We'll go into a little bit of fantasy picks, who we like this week as well, and we will be selecting our winners at the end, who we think is going to win. We'll be tallying down who we each have in a season-long winner-loss column. So we'll see who has the best win-loss ratio at the end of the season. So let's get into it. Browns and Bengals, Thursday night game, 35-30 in favor of the Browns. Shirtless wonder, I'll turn it over to you, man. What did you see from Baker Mayfield and the Browns tonight?
To be honest, I thought Baker Mayfield played pretty well tonight. I think the key point of that offense, however, was Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Both of them, I believe, went over 100 yards rushing, which is two players on one team. That's almost impossible, man. I can't even tell you the last time I saw that happen. However, if I'm a Browns fan, I'm a little worried because I thought the game was a little too close for comfort, you know? For you to win up by only 5 points when you were dominating and everything else, it's just not a good win in my books.
Yeah, it seemed like the game was a little too close at the end. Nate, what did you like about the Bengals' effort tonight, kind of keeping it close there at the end, covering the spread?
I'll tell you what, man. I like the Bengals coming in to cover the spread, and they proved me right. I thought there was going to be a low-scoring game overall. I was wrong on that. But Joe Burrow, man, I gotta admit, I was wrong about him. I thought coming into the league he was not going to be a good prospect, but he's shown a lot of good qualities in these first 2 weeks. Rookie quarterback throwing over 300 yards, multiple touchdowns. He looks good. He looks comfortable, and he gets any support on defense, I think they can win some games this year.
You forgot the best stat out there, man. He threw the ball 61 times and 0 interceptions as a rookie. That's a crazy stat.
Very, very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, seriously. 3 touchdowns for Burrow, 316 yards, 37 of 61 through the air. I mean, damn, he really threw the ball almost every play. Although they did have 23 rush attempts throughout the game, but shoot, he was slinging the ball left and right. I mean, A.J. Green was targeted, 13 times tonight and caught 3 balls? Yeah, what was that all about? Clinton and I are over here waiting for Green to score a touchdown.
He can't do anything for me.
We have him in FanDuel, and he doesn't do anything for us. I mean, I don't understand.
All I know is I got Tyler Boyd on some of my fantasy teams, and he wasn't doing too well until the end where they got that last touchdown to cover the spread. Helped me on both ends there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you guys what, though. The most disappointing Bengals player, I think, has to be Joe Mixon, to be honest.
I completely agree.
This man just has not performed the first 2 weeks, has not played well. You know, he got 18 carries tonight for probably 60 yards, if that. Like, at some point, they're just going to stop giving him the ball. I mean,
16 for 46, shirtless wonder.
You have your rookie quarterback throw the ball 61 times. That's something wrong with your run game. You know what I mean? No rookie quarterback should throw that many times.
And the thing that really
breakout year last year, to see him come in, and I really thought he would be the one to be the star of that team with Joe Burrow, who I was a big fan of coming out of college. But I thought Joe Mixon will go off this year and be a very run-heavy team. But so far, I picked him up in fantasy. It's been a big disappointment for me.
Yeah, I was going to say that offensive line, it looks really bad. I mean, you can't establish. I mean, you could put Derrick Henry, Saquon on the Bengals. They're still not going to run for it. So you can't really blame Mixon. I mean,
look who they're playing against too. I mean, they played against the Chargers, who have a heavily defensive team, and then the Browns, who, yeah, they gave up 30 points this week, and they gave up 36 or more than that last week. They're still supposed to be very good. They got some stars on that team, so I think once Joe Mixon goes against an easier opponent, he might be able to bounce back.
Yeah. All right, that's Bengals and Browns. Like we said, Browns come away with that one. So let's jump right into it. We're going to cover all the spreads this week according to Bovada, and we're also going to take a look at the over-under totals. So we will each be giving our input on what we like throughout all of the games for Sunday. So we're going to start with the first game that shows up on Bovada's football bet slip, which is the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The spread is Atlanta plus 4.5 with a over-under total of 54. 54 is, just to reiterate, the largest spread total among all the games on Sunday. The next closest one is 50, which is Baltimore and the Houston Texans. So Vegas is anticipating a shootout with these two teams, as am I. I mean, I did not like what I saw from Atlanta's defense against the Seahawks Sunday. The foreigner, who do you like in this game?
Well, I agree with you. It's going to be a complete shootout. And I think, honestly, the Atlanta Falcons are going to come out this week. I'm a big Cowboys fan, but I'm not a Dak Prescott fan. So this week, I think Todd Gurley, Calvin Ridley off a fantastic first week, and Julio Jones, just the monster he is, they're going to go through Cowboys defense.
Shirtless.
So when I look at this game and I see a spread of plus 4.5, to me it shows, Vegas expects, a 31-28 type game here. So for that, I'm 100% going to the overs. I think they score way over 54. I could see them scoring 35-30. I see them scoring 60-plus points this weekend. However, in a shootout, I think one team's built for a shootout and the other one's not, and I think that's the Falcons. So if I'm betting the Falcons, I'm not betting them plus 4.5. I'm taking Falcons money line, and I think they win that shootout.
Falcons money line is plus 175, so not a bad bet. Nate?
I'm 100% in agreement with Shirtless over there, man. I think the Falcons are just a better team. I love the spread if you're going to give me 4.5 points. I think they walk away with a win. Maybe not easily, but I think they win nonetheless. I think Seattle's defense and the Cowboys' defense are not that far apart, and the fact that they're giving Atlanta points on this is almost insulting in my opinion. I think the Falcons with Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, they looked really good on offense, and I think they're going to continue to do that this week.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys there as well. I see the opening line was actually Dallas minus 7.5 point favorites, and that line has now shrank down to 4.5. So obviously the betting public loves Atlanta. Other than that, we will move on to the next game. We will go to the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Buffalo is favored by 6, and the over-under total is a measly 41. And let's jump right into it. Shirtless Wonder, who you got here?
I think the under will actually hit in this game. I'm expecting a final score of 24-10, something like that. And I'm thinking the Bills walk away with it. I actually think this could be your lock of the week here. Bills minus 6. I can even see them winning. See them winning by 14. So I think this is the lock of the week here with the Bills.
Nate, let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, same thing here. I'm in complete agreement with Clinton again. Just the Bills, they just look so good. And yeah, they played the Jets, and the Jets are just a dumpster fire. But I think the Dolphins are just as close to that as well. The Bills definitely are my pick of the week here.
Foreigner, what do you got?
I'm in agreement with the other guys. I think Buffalo Bills are nailed on winners here. I could be tempted to take the overs. I just think Miami have absolutely no chance against this Bills team. With Josh Allen looking good, Stephon Diggs in the team, I just think this is going to be a runaway victory. It could be a 38-10 victory.
All right, so we're gonna talk about this one a little bit more, and here's why. I like Miami plus 6. I think that this Miami team, they played a close game against New England, didn't cover the spread, but they were on the road, right?
By 11.
Here's the thing.
It's a
Miami
Patriots team.
They're going home. They're starting to figure out their team a little bit more. The only thing that bothers me is that Devontae Parker might not play. But why isn't this spread higher? Why is it only 6? You have to ask yourself that. Who the hell is going to bet Miami? No one's betting Miami. Vegas has Miami in this game. Miami is it's going to be a 3 or 4 point game. Buffalo's going to win. Miami's going to cover the spread, and Vegas is going to take home the mother load from this game. I'm telling you guys right now.
Here's my thing, right? First off, you thinking the over is going to hit? I don't think so, because I think the Bills' secondary and the Bills' defense is better than the Patriots' defense this year. Breaking news. Due to that, and the Dolphins aren't scoring 10 points against the Patriots' defense, I think that the Bills might hold them to 7 points. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a shutout this weekend over there. So to me, I think it comes down to Josh Allen, who's literally playing out of his mind right now. Dude threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns last weekend. So, I mean, he could also rush for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns this weekend if he really wants to. So, to me, I think it's a blowout. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if the score is 24-0. But 24-10 is what I think it's going to be.
I think another reason, too, why the Bills covers, they covered last week and they missed field goals. I don't think they miss multiple field goals in a game again this season. That's tough to do, man. If they do, they gotta leave the kicker in Miami, dude. That'd be rough. But I think they missed points and still covered a similar spread.
Their offense was firing on all cylinders last week. I as you guys know, I love Buffalo. We won on them last week, but I don't know if I'm on it this week. You guys are liking it. I'm a little weary. Let's go ahead and move on. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Panthers at Raymond James Stadium. As you all may know, I am a Buccaneers fan. Shirtless Wonder over here is a Buccaneers fan. I am all on board with the Bucs this week, -8.5. I think this is my lock probably. I've loved them to win the game. The 8.5 it is a stretch. It's a stretch. But this Panthers team is terrible. They gave up 34 points to the Las Vegas Raiders and Derek Carr. Derek Carr is not a good quarterback. We go to Fresno State, Bulldogs, go Dogs, but Derek Carr he's not that good. Josh Jacobs is good. He's amazing. That was the reason they scored. But the Panthers defense is so bad. If Fournette comes in this game, he is going to light this team up. It's going to be a blowout, in my opinion. Shirtless Wonder, go ahead.
Well, I'm right on board. As a Buccaneers fan, there's nothing better I like to see after a Week 1 loss than the Carolina Panthers trotting into Raymond James Stadium. Because to me, I feel like it's just going to be I think they're going to be warming up the buses at halftime, if I'm being completely honest. Because, I don't even think it's going to be close. I would not be surprised if Brady throws for 350 yards this weekend and 3 touchdowns. This defense is terrible. Derek Carr threw for 280 and a touchdown against them, and Josh Jacobs ran for 3 touchdowns. The Bucs, if we don't have that same running game as the Raiders, Brady's going to tear them apart. I can't even name their second cornerback. To me, this defense doesn't even stack up remotely close to the weapons that the Bucs have.
Nate, let's hear it.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't like taking anything more than 7 points on a spread. I just don't. I think garbage points at the end will always kill you. So I think 8.5 is too high for the Bucs to cover, especially since they just gave up 35 points to the Saints last week. And if you think about it, the offenses are fairly similar. And we're from Carolina to the Saints. Teddy Bridgewater, smart quarterback, a little bit more mobile than Drew Brees, but checks down a lot. Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, similar running back. You guys are laughing. Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, very similar receivers. Robbie Anderson, Emmanuel Sanders, similar type receivers. I think the Bucs give up 20-plus points this week. I think they roll. I think they win no problem. But I
agree completely there, Nate. I am 100% going for the Panthers this weekend. I am currently a Panthers supporter. And yes, we have a, weakish team, I'll admit. But we are on record in the last decade to have the youngest defense starting. So let me tell you about this, boys. We have Terry Bridgewater. Our O-line gave up 1 sack, yes, against the Raiders. I admit they're not a very good team. However, watching the Bucs play in prime time in their first game with all the hype into the new season, I was very disappointed. They gave up 38 points, was it? 38 points. 34 points to the Saints. From Drew Brees, who didn't throw over 10 yards. It was just little check down plays and screen passes. And you guys gave up that many points. Your defense is not as good as you guys are going to keep yapping on about to me. Your offense is very average. Tom Brady threw a pick six the last 3 games in a row. Yes, 2 of them were the Patriots, but that's not a good streak to him. He is struggling to connect with these new wide receivers. Mike Evans has got a hamstring injury. Chris Godwin is doubtful of a concussion. Who's Scotty Miller? No one knows about him. So it's a nailed-on Panthers win, baby. That's
Who's Scotty Miller? Scotty Miller is the one that caught 5 passes for 75 yards last week. And this Buccaneers team, I mean, what you're not factoring in is Tom Brady's never played with the Bucs. Week 1, he goes up against the NFC probably favorites. Behind the Niners probably. Right now, they're probably the favorites now that the Niners lost week 1.
I believe that.
And, yeah, the Bucs lost by 11 points. But, like, that pick six that he threw, okay, how many times has Brady thrown a pick six in week 1 in his career? 2 times, I'll tell you that. Last time was 2003. So, to me, am I worried that Brady's going to keep throwing interceptions? No. Am I worried he's going to throw any interceptions this weekend against the Panthers? No, I'm not.
I'll tell you what. I love the overs in this game. I love them. I think the Bucs can score 47.5 on their own. I think the Panthers get a couple garbage touchdowns. I'll tell you what. I don't like the point spread. I don't like anything higher than 7, no matter what. But I love the overs in this game.
I think it's going to be a close game, and Panthers nick it 27-23.
Oh, give me a break, man. I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna butt in here. I don't think the Panthers score a touchdown in this game.
Bingo.
I don't think they score 1 touchdown. Now that doesn't mean they won't score. I think they'll score a couple field goals.
With the best running back in the NFL?
I don't think they get in the end zone at all. I think they score no touchdowns. This Buccaneers defense is the best defense we have seen probably since we won the Super Bowl back in like 2002. I mean, we got guys left and right. I mean, we got
give up 34 to an old pensioner throwing the football less than 10 yards.
I'm going to tell you right now, hot take of the week, McCaffrey, less than 50 rush yards.
Get out of here.
Here's the thing, right? Like you're saying we gave up 34 points, but like at this point, you have to keep in statistics. If Breeze throws for 160 yards last weekend, Kamara has 14 carries for 16 yards, his lowest in his career, and Michael Thomas has 3 catches for 17 yards. Obviously, they're getting points some other way. You know, whether it's a pick six or they pick him off with the first time when he's thrown to Mike Evans and took it back to the 20. They were working on short fields. Our offense put our defense in bad predicaments. For any defense to hold Drew Brees under 200 yards and keep Alvin Kamara 14 carries to 16 yards, that's amazing. Michael Thomas had 3 catches. That's the lowest he's ever had in his career.
Still a major loss you guys had this week, and I think you're going to go 0-2 to start the season.
I have to disagree. I think the Bucs roll. I just don't like anything over 7 points. Could they very well? Yeah, absolutely. I'm just not going to put money on it.
All right. Well, we got an interesting one right there at a 10 a.m. start. So let's go ahead and move on. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers at home against the Denver Broncos. The spread is Pittsburgh by 7.5 with an over-under of only 40.5. So Vegas expecting Pittsburgh to take this one. And I don't know if you guys watched the Pittsburgh game against the Giants. I felt really bad for Daniel Jones. That Pittsburgh defense is scary. The foreigner, I know we watched that game together.
Scary.
Insane, right?
Bud Dupree, I mean, he just looks like a man on a mission. Daniel Jones just got knocked out of his skin.
Yeah, I felt like every time Bud Dupree was right next to Daniel Jones, either about to sack him or laying a hit on him. But yeah, no, and that Steelers defense is blitz heavy. They are going to blitz Drew Lock. And I know the O-line for Denver is decent, but this Steelers defense is very scary. Clinton, what do you got here?
So here's my first thing. The Steelers beat the Giants by 10 points. And if we can all remember, there was a moment when the Giants were in the red zone and Daniel Jones was rolling to his left and he made a rookie mistake. And he threw it straight up in the air like a duck. Here's the difference. I don't think Drew Lock makes that mistake. So as much as I want to say I think the Broncos win this game, I don't think they do. But I also don't think they lose by 8 points. If the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the New York Giants by barely 10. I don't think they beat a better Broncos team by 8. I would take the Broncos as plus 7.5. I would jump on it right now because I guarantee you by game day it's dropping. I think Drew Lock throws another, I think he throws 2 touchdowns. He might throw a pick here. But, dude, I'm ready to lock and load with Drew Lock here this weekend, man.
Nate, what do you got?
I'm right there with him, man. I think the Broncos cover. He hit it on the nail, man. I think Drew Lock doesn't make that mistake. The offense is just better. The defense for the Broncos is just better. And they're both coming off a little bit of a short week after both teams playing on Monday night. I think it's a low-scoring game, and I think the Broncos cover no problem. And that's all I got there.
Sorry, I just got an update from Zoom. They give us a 40-minute timer, but it said they removed it, so we were able to continue. Real quick, this line, by the way, started at Pittsburgh by 5. And it has moved to 7.5. I like Pittsburgh. Oh, minus 7.5 is tough, man. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. If it was 7, if it was 6.5 or 7, I would feel way more comfortable. But the fact that it's 7.5 is a real tough get. At home in Heinz, I believe, Heinz Field, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh minus 7.5. Scott, did you comment on this one yet?
I agree with all you guys. I think it's a nail on for the Steelers to win. It's going to be the unders. I don't think the Steelers' offense is good enough to go and put that many points. I mean, Denver's Broncos' defense is a bit depleted with the loss of Von Miller before the start of the season, but I think I agree with you guys. It's going to be under 40 points, and it's the Steelers win.
I'm gonna pitch in real fast.
Let's hear it.
I think big news on this game right here. If Courtland Sutton dresses and plays this weekend, then the Denver Broncos will win this football game.
Wow, that's a pretty bold take. Pretty bold.
Wow.
That's almost as bold as the Panthers beating the Bucks, man.
All right, let's move on to the next game. This one I know we're for sure going to be debating because I have a side that I like, but it is the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau taking on the Detroit Lions. The spread is Green Bay by 6.5 with an over-under of 49.5. I'm going to start by saying the Lions got screwed. They should have won the game outright. I mean, they're going to come back with vengeance. I think Golladay plays in this game. I think Matt Stafford shows that he is a top 10 quarterback in the league with a win here in Lambeau Field. I think they come out on top. I'm taking Detroit.
Man,
Go ahead, Nate.
that's terrible. I think the Vikings are a better team than the Lions. And the Packers rolled the Vikings. And Green Bay is at home this week. I don't even think it's a discussion. Green Bay will roll again. Aaron Rodgers, he might not like his organization anymore, but he sure likes himself. The guy's just unbelievable, man. He's just unbelievable. He's playing. He might be playing for a contract somewhere else this year, but he's definitely going to show he's still Aaron Rodgers. I think 6.5, no problem for the Packers this week.
100% agree. I think they're going to destroy. I think it's going to be on the overs. I think Devontae Adams last week was an exceptional. Aaron Rodgers thrown to him. Looks back to the old Super Bowl kind of starting ways. I think this game is a nail-on win for the Packers and the overs. I think the Lions are just not a good football team.
Here's my take, right? I agree with the golf guru over here a little bit, but I think the Packers win. I don't think there's a doubt the Packers win, but I think you can make the argument that Matthew Stafford and the weapons he has on offense, and especially with Adrian Peterson rushing for 90 yards last weekend, he has better skill set and better receivers and running backs over there than Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings do on offense.
Oh,
I 100% agree.
I don't
not agree with you more.
I think they're very level. Adam Thielen is up there with Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay, in agreement there. I think the running back situation, Dalvin Cook, is better
Dalvin Cook is way better. That's not even a topic. Let's be honest right there. Dalvin Cook is way better than old Adrian Peterson.
Dalvin Cook didn't do anything last week that Adrian Peterson won't do this week. Adrian Peterson ran against the Bears, who are a very good defensive front team. 90-plus yards, guys. Throw it back to 2008, why don't you? This guy acted like he was a first-round pick in people's fantasy drafts. I mean, we have to realize you guys don't understand. Detroit was one DeAndre Swift drop away from beating the Bears last week.
Here's what they also don't
get. The Bears not a good football team, though.
Here's the thing. The Lions were up 23-6 in the fourth quarter. They had a fourth quarter meltdown. I'm telling you what, that doesn't happen twice in a season. Yeah. Maybe if you're called the Detroit Lions, it does, but on a normal team, it doesn't. And I don't think the Lions do it again. First argument, I think the Bears defense is better than the Packers defense by a mile.
I agree with that.
And if you're gonna say that, here's the thing: they didn't play with Kenny Golladay last week, and they scored 23 points. The Packers gave up 33 to the Minnesota Vikings. Mm-hmm. I think the Detroit Lions score 30-plus points against this Packers team, and I think the Packers team also scores 30-plus points. I wouldn't be surprised if final score 38-35.
Oh, that's pretty high scoring. All right, well, that's an interesting one. I'm really excited to see that. I don't even like either of the two teams, but that's probably other than the Bucs game, I'm most excited to see that game. We'll move on here. I know this is a pretty controversial game. We've seen the line change heavily on this one. The Eagles taking on the Rams. We have a spread of Eagles +1. Rams are favored by a point. The Eagles are at home, and the over-under is 45.5. I have zero opinion of this game. All I know is, and I can tell you guys that the line started, it was Eagles by 4.5 it opened up at. And all of a sudden now it says on the NFL Las Vegas odds, it is a pick'em. So everyone is hammering the Rams. I don't know what side you guys are on. I'm only going to say I'm on the side of the Rams just because everyone likes it. But this one, I can't give you anything, guys.
It's a toss-up. I mean, I don't really like either team. I think the Eagles are not a Carson Wentz fan. I think they got beaten by the Washington football team last week, and he got sacked, 7 times?
That was a lot. Mm-hmm.
A lot of sacks him, and I think Aaron Donald's just going to rip through, and he could get 4 sacks, 5 sacks himself.
Yeah.
However, I'm also not a big fan on the Rams offense. I think the running back, new one, Cam Akers, looks okay. Not a big Robert Woods fan, Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff. I think I'm going to take the unders on this, and I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. Maybe the Rams win the end with a field goal. It's tough to choose, though.
I disagree. I think Carson Wentz bounces back. You got to realize last week he started off hot, and then he got cold, but he doesn't have his best running back. He doesn't have his best offensive lineman, and he doesn't have his best receiver. Three very important positions on offense that's not named quarterback. I think Carson Wentz settles in. I think he is a top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Hot take. Carson Wentz is a
He's bottom 5 after week 1.
This guy said top 5. I can't even take you seriously.
You should change your name from the Football Guru, man.
This is a football podcast, not a comedy podcast, Nate.
He is a stud, and he's going to prove it this week. Everyone slaps the Rams. I'm going to take the Eagles right before game time when you're going to give me 3 points instead of 1, and I think the Eagles win outright.
Here's my take, right? I think one person wins this game for their team. The one difference maker, and that's Sean McVay, man. I think he wins the game for the Rams, and I think they win by maybe 6 points.
I disagree. How many Super Bowls does Sean McVay have? And then how many?
Don't bring Super Bowls into it. McVay's led his team there. Goff is not a good quarterback, and McVay still led the Rams to a Super Bowl.
Here's my
bottom 10 quarterback.
Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl against Tom Brady with a backup quarterback.
Here's my thing, right? Was Carson Wentz sacked 7 times? He didn't even play against Aaron Donald. He didn't have to throw at Jalen Ramsey. He didn't have to throw at – you're going to compare Chase Young to Aaron Donald right now.
You're very good offensive line. I think Aaron Donald's way better. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like he was playing against a terrible defensive line.
No, that's not what I'm saying. He didn't play against a terrible, but he's playing against a better defensive line. I think he gets sacked another 5 times this weekend, and I think he throws another 2 interceptions because he's throwing against Jalen Ramsey, who's probably better than the entire Washington football team's defensive backfield. I think that the difference here is Sean McVay finds a way to score with his offense, and I don't think Doug Peterson does with the Philadelphia Eagles. Final score 23-17.
We'll see. I think that's a very good final score, but with the Eagles taking the dub.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. The Eagles, man. The Eagles cost me all my parlays last weekend because they decided to lose to this damn football team. Okay, so if Carson Wentz can't help them beat the football team, I'm just not a believer. I see another 9-7 seasons coming from the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't even think they go above 500.
Yeah, I think they go 7-9.
I 100% agree. I would say 7-9 right now.
And Dallas wins the division right there.
Dallas wins again with an 8-8 or 9-7 record. That is
with an equally bad quarterback in Dak Prescott.
No, I love Dak Prescott. Relax.
No, both of them bottom tier quarterbacks.
Dak Prescott literally destroyed the league last year.
Where was he against the Rams the other day?
On the couch, basically. Might as well.
Exactly. Thank you.
He wasn't playing as bad as Carson Wentz last week. That's at least for sure.
All right, we're moving on. Let's go. Next game. We have the Colts at home against the Vikings. The spread is Colts by 3 with an over-under of 49. I will be honest.
Vikings all day.
That Minnesota defense looked so bad. I am taking the Colts this week, and I am happy to take the Colts this week. I'll even give up 3 points. Fine. If you want me to take them -3, sure. I like the Colts. I think no one's going to be on the Colts. They just lost the Jaguars. Everyone lost big money. 86% of the betting public took the Colts over the Jags spread-wise last week. I read that on a post. I mean, this is easy Colts. No one's going to have them. Easy money. I think the Vikings team is weak. They're washed. They got embarrassed against Green Bay, and they were at home, right? Weren't they at home? Skull my ass.
Here's my thing, right? You said they got embarrassed. I think they got embarrassed by the NFC North champions, who may even be the NFC champions last weekend. And you want to bring up washed, then you should put Phillip Rivers right in there. Okay? That dude is washed. He literally throws the ball.
He wasn't even very good, and now he's not even in his prime anymore.
He literally throws the ball like my 2-year-old brother with his elbow tucked in like this.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. I'm not really a Phillip Rivers fan, but the disrespect is not okay. Phillip Rivers is a future Hall of Fame quarterback, and for you to disrespect him, it makes me very upset.
I think you have to go to a Super Bowl at least to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
What about who was it? Dan Marino? Yeah.
He went to a Super Bowl.
Who a lot of people say is the greatest thrower of the football of all time. And if he played in this era, he would literally hold all the records. You're going to say the same thing about Phillip Rivers. Hell no.
I agree. I think both teams, though, I think both of them are washed. I don't think Kirk Cousins is that much better than Phillip Rivers. I think the Colts have better options on the offense side. I think the unders hits on this game. I'm also going with the golf guru, Greg. The Colts sneak it, though. It's a sneak win by 17.
They're the favorites. How are they going to sneak it if they're the favorites?
Here's something you guys aren't counting for either. Marlon Mack, their starting running back, is out of this game. So they have a rookie and Jamal Taylor starting.
Did you not see Naheem Hines last week?
Yeah, Hines tore it up. Hines tore it up, man.
He tore it up in a loss. Like, he's not a
You're
game.
saying the Green Bay Packers don't have a better defense than the Vikings?
Huh?
Who has a better defense?
With who?
The Packers or Colts?
Yeah.
You mean the Packers or the Jags? Or the Vikings or the Jags?
The Vikings and the Jags.
I think the Vikings have a way better defense.
Than the Jags?
Yes.
I don't think there's that much difference, to be honest.
They
lost their best piece in Everson Griffin.
They just gave up 40+ points to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Wait, you just said, wait, no. Tell me, look me straight in the face and tell me they lost their best piece in Everson Griffin when they have Danielle Hunter on that team.
He's the only good player.
Anthony Barr, Harrison Smith. And you're going to sit here and tell me Everson Griffin is the best player on their team.
I think he was.
Stop.
I mean, they gave up so many points last week.
You can't even name me 4 players on the Jaguars' defense.
You're probably
No,
right.
I
I can only name
I
a few of them.
I couldn't. I'll tell you what, man. That Jags team, I don't think they're good, and they beat the Colts. I
Bingo.
think the Vikings team lost with respect.
Here's something. So my
Give
friend,
respect
Colts
at home,
fan, right?
where you get spanked.
my friend's a Colts fan, right? And he said something to me, whichever I believe. The Colts are like 1-6 in the last 7 years against the Jaguars in Duval County. So them losing to the Jaguars in Jacksonville, no matter how bad the Jaguars are, he says they always do that. So, I mean, you take that with a grain of salt with them losing. He told me he wasn't surprised that they lost because they lose there almost every year. So, I mean, to me, like, that's not that big of a loss for him, especially in week 1. However, if you're comparing them to the Minnesota Vikings are a way better team. Way better.
Here's the thing, too, man, is the Colts, I don't think they're over the Andrew Luck retirement a year later. I think they're still just depressed about it. I don't think they go out there and play as hard.
What else
He
you
did
can
all right
argue about,
last
right?
year.
Let's-
We're back
let's-
at quarterback.
Let's compare by position. Vikings have a better running back. Vikings have a better quarterback. Vikings have a better wide receiver. Vikings have a better defensive end. Vikings have a better safety. Vikings have a better linebacker. The Colts have a better offensive line.
I think their wide receiver corp is better.
All things accounted for, I like the Colts still. I
Thank
think
you.
that team, I think they have better players. I think the Vikings, you guys are overrating this Vikings team. Yeah, they were good last year maybe. They gave Green Bay a run for their money to make the playoffs. This Vikings team is the worst it's been probably since Kirk Cousins has been there for sure. I mean, this team is a lost cause. They have no chance of making the playoffs. If I could bet right now to take Minnesota to under 7 or 8 games, I'd take the under. I think this team could finish last in their division.
I'll tell you guys what. Breaking news, I just found out too. Daniel Hunter, I believe, is on IR, so he's out for this game also, who I think is the best player on the Vikings defense.
Oh,
So I think that puts a lot of pressure on Yannick Ngakoue, the new tradee that they just got from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, I mean, puts a lot of pressure on him. I still think the Vikings pull away with this win.
All right. Well, let's move on. We got a couple more games. We have the New York Giants taking on the Bears. The Bears are favored by 5.5. The over-under is 42. Not expecting this game to have too many points.
Dude, honestly, here's my thing.
I'm going to start with you. I don't really have an opinion of this game too much.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I don't have an opinion of this game. It's like 2 garbage cans fighting out back. You just close the blinds and let them keep going, and you don't even pay attention to it, okay? It's probably the most irrelevant game on the schedule this weekend, okay? Who cares if the Bears win? Who cares if the Giants win? Neither one of them are going to do anything in January. Like, next game, let's just move on.
Anyone have anything to say?
I have something to say. I think the Giants sweep aside the Bears right now. I think Daniel Jones looked pretty good against the other night. I think he was against the Steelers, wasn't it? Yeah. Steelers. Through, I think, Darius Slayton is not a bad wide receiver. I think Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, Saquon Barkley. It's not a bad offensive team. However, their offensive line is not the best. But I think the Giants win comfortably here, 24-10.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't think the Giants win comfortably, but the Bears play good for 1 quarter. And to be a good football team, you got to play good more than 1 quarter. I think the Giants cover. I think they could win. I think it's 50-50 on the win. I think the Giants cover, no problem.
All right. Well, I will not be touching that game at all. I don't know about you guys, but we're going to move on. And this game, man, this is a good one.
I love the Jets. Love the Jets. I'll say it now.
You guys are stupid.
Football Guru, I will turn this first over to you. Let me just explain what we got. We have the Jets taking on the Niners. Jets are at home. They are +7, and the over-under is 41.5, which is I'm looking right now, the third lowest, sorry, but they're all within like a half a point of each other. Very low point total. And that's personally what catches my eye, that this point total is so low. Nate, I'll let you handle this one. I'll give my input later. What do you got, Football Guru?
They lost to the Cardinals. And they think they're going to win by 7? That's an 11-point swing. They think they're gonna swing 11 points to cover a spread. I don't think so. Especially in a low-scoring game. I don't think very many points are scored at all, especially not enough to cover 7. I like the Jets in this. +7, no problem. I think the Jets are terrible, but I think the Niners have the Super Bowl hangover without winning. The Super Bowl attendance hangover. They're not a good team, man. Who do they have on offense? Mostert? No one considers him a top 5 running back. I don't think he's top 5.
No, not at all.
I don't think he's a top 5 running back. No, but I think this is a nailed on win for the Niners. I think the Jets are a poor football team. I think the Niners, yes, they struggled. You're saying the Cardinals are not a good football team. They played very well last week. You know, they've D-Hop who went off. Kyler Murray looks good. The defense looks good. I think, yes, I agree. They have a Super Bowl hangover in the Niners, but they're not gone that drastically bad to lose to the New York Jets. I mean, you're telling me a team without Le'Veon Bell, Sam Darnold as quarterback. No, they are not going to do anything. I think this could be a pretty big win for the Niners. I don't think Jets get out of single digits on the offense. I think it's going to be 24-7. I think it's the unders, and it's guaranteed Niners win. There's not even a chance the Jets
I'll tell you what, man. Very rarely does a team win by 7 and the unders hit. So that tells you right there, this whole thing is a little sketchy. And let me tell you something else. Jimmy G and Kyle Shanahan do not look like they're in sync. And who's Jimmy G throwing the ball to? A hurt Kittle? A gone Emmanuel Sanders? He's got nobody. I don't think they win by 7. I think they win. I do. I think they win. But I think the score could very easily be 14-10.
Shirtless Guru, go ahead, and then I'm going to comment on this too because I have a lot to say.
All right, so I've been kind of biting my tongue a little bit. I'm going to go. First off, who is Jimmy G throwing to? They just signed Mohamed Sanu and Brandon Ayuk. Their first-round pick is coming back from injury this weekend. George Kittle is expected to play, even though he's taking the week off practice. And to me, this isn't even an argument. Like, I don't even know why anybody would, like, first off, Niners are winning. There's not a question about that. The 41 points or over-under shows me that either Vegas thinks it's going to be a blowout or it's going to be a low-scoring affair. First off, the Jets just got destroyed by Josh Allen, okay? I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that much worse of a quarterback than Josh Allen. And I think the receiving core of the Niners is not that much worse than the Bills. The Bills have Stephon Diggs. Besides that, there's nobody real. Cole Beasley, you're going to say he's that much better than Mohamed Sanu? They have one standout receiver. And then on top of that, I think that the Bills' running game, I mean, it wasn't great. I think they had like 3.8 yards per carry. But the Niners, everybody knows the Niners' run scheme is way different than theirs. So let's say the Jets defense all of a sudden comes out and shuts the Niners down. They score 17 points, 20 points, 10 points. Let's say 10 points. You're going to tell me right now that Sam Darnold is going to score. I mean, I don't even think he scores at all against this Niners defense. I think he's on his ass majority of the game.
Do you think this Niners defense is that much better than the Bills defense?
100%. And you got to here's what you're also forgetting. This Niners defense literally was known for sacking the quarterback last year. They didn't sack Kyle Murray, but how many times? He had 90 yards rushing, which means he was running for his life the whole time just because he could run the ball. And when they lost to the Cardinals, it's not like they got dominated or got destroyed. They lost with 4 minutes left. Kyle Murray scored a touchdown, 3 minutes left. And then the Niners were on pace. They were in the red zone to score, and they lost on 4th down. It's not like it was an out-of-reach game. And then on top of that, Sam Darnold, here's his thing, right? Who's he going to throw the ball to? Let me tell you what, Jamison Crowder, his number one weapon, the dude is hurt. He's doubtful for the game. He may not even play. Le'Veon Bell's out. But he's going to give the ball to Frank Gore 100 times, and he's going to carry him to victory? You don't think Quan Alexander and Fred Warner is going to stop that? Here's my thing. Richard Sherman's out on IR, right? He's out for 3 weeks. They get Ahkello Witherspoon back in the secondary. Huge, like way bigger than people think, him coming back when Richard Sherman's hurt. And I just don't think there's any weapons on the outside for them to be afraid of. I think Sam Darnold makes 2 mistakes. He throws 2 picks, and he fumbled, and he gets strip sacked once. That's 3 turnovers. I think the Niners get 17 to 14 points off of those turnovers. That's enough to cover the spread. Final score, I'd say probably 24-3, 24-10.
All right. Clinton, you brought up some interesting points. You actually had me thinking for a little bit. Personally, I like the Jets +7. But Shirtless Wonder, you do have a lot of good points here. I'm going to agree with you. At the end of the day, I don't like this Niners team. This is not the same team we saw last year. Obviously, the Super Bowl hangover is real, as the football guru said. We saw it happen with the Falcons when they lost. They were horrible. Everyone thought, oh, the Falcons are going back to the Super Bowl. No, not even close. They haven't been close any year. They're still not good. Their defense is
Rams, they were the same.
Anyways, back to this Niners team. The injury to Sherman is a big deal. Debo's still out. You know, they don't have a lot of the weapons that they need. I think Ayuk is going to play. It looks like it. We'll see how much. I don't know. But I'm going to be honest, if the Jets can shut out Raheem Mostert, I think they have a good chance. I really like them to cover the spread. I think they can do it. I think that they played poorly against Buffalo and still only lost by 10 points.
But with the Bills, did we not just talk about how they missed key field goals? You think Robbie Gould misses those field goals? I don't think so.
Who's kicking?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about for the Niners.
For the Niners,
Sorry.
yeah. I'm saying the Bills missed key field goals. The Bills also fumbled the ball, twice?
Allen had a couple fumbles, while they were driving, so yes.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I don't think Jimmy G is a top 10 quarterback.
No.
But I think he's a top 15. I think he can go down to the Jets, and I think he could play the 31st ranked team in the NFL right now in the New York Jets. Probably the 32nd, the worst team in the league in the Jets, in my opinion, probably. And I think Jimmy G could beat that team by himself. If Jimmy G can't beat that team by himself, there's no reason he should have been in the Super Bowl last year.
I mean, they were one of the best defenses, though. We've
one of the best defenses, but Jimmy G did win a few games off by himself, game-winning drives and everything else.
All right, well, we'll move on. Let's go to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Tennessee game. This line started, by the way, just to reiterate, this line started at Tennessee. It opened at Tennessee as a big favorite by 11 points. It now currently sits at Tennessee by 7.5. So obviously people saw this line, hammered Jacksonville. I don't know. I guess I'll take the Jags, but this is not a game I'm going to touch. Clinton?
Here's my thing, too. Not a game I'm going to touch. Not a game I really care about. But to me, the Jags are right there with the Jets, 31st, 32nd. I think their win last weekend against the Colts was more of a unprepared Colts team not playing together with Phillip Rivers under center. Key injuries happening to the running backs, which forced Phillip Rivers to throw the ball, 45, 50 times? Phillip Rivers can't throw the ball that much. Like I said, he has a noodle arm. So, to me, the Jaguars were more in the right place at the right time. 10-point victory, that's nothing, not a fluke. But to me, come on, Derrick Henry's on the other side of the ball. I mean, Ryan Tannehill's a far superior quarterback. Their defense of the Titans, I think, is better than the Colts. I really think that the Titans win by 10 points here. And I hate taking big spreads, but I would take the Titans minus 8.5 here.
Oof, I don't know. I don't like either teams. It's 100% going to be in the unders. Titans, I was expecting a lot this season with how Tannehill finished last year and their amazing playoff run. And they look lackluster coming out week one. The Jaguars, Shirtless Wonder said, is kind of an unprepared Colts team. But I think this is a very low-scoring game. I think maybe 2-3 touchdowns the whole game between both teams. I think it's maybe I might go for a Titans to win by a field goal.
Don't forget that the Titans should have won last week by 12 points, but Gostowski decided to miss every kick he took.
Yeah, it cost me a lot.
So
with that, Nate, I'm going to ask you for your pick, and just your pick, and then we're going to move on.
I like the Jags.
Jags.
Like Jags plus
Jags
7.
in the plus.
I really like them plus 11, but I still like them plus 7.5.
Awesome. All right, next game we got the Washington football team. Woo! Thank you, Washington football team. Live bet at 15-1 last week against the Eagles when they were down 17-0. Taking on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are at home favored by 7. I actually don't have much of an opinion on this one again. I'm going to turn this over to you, Football Guru. What do you got?
You know, the Cardinals were dogs last week, and they came out and took the dub, but so did the Washington football team, man. This is a tough game. I won't be touching it. I like the Cardinals a lot. I think they're on the uprise. Kyler Murray's getting better. They got DeAndre Hopkins. Kenyon Drake is a decent to good running back. The Washington football team proved they're better than the worst team in the league, and they beat the Eagles, which are, who were favorites to win that division. And it's a tough. I don't think the Cardinals covered the spread. I think they can win. I'm not touching it either way.
Anyone else got anything to say about this one?
I do have a slight opinion. I think the Cardinals look a good football team with D-Hop and Kyler Murray having an instant connection. It looks like the Washington football team, man, as the Golf Guru said, they won a lot of praises last week. And I think, you know what? I think that was a fluke, though. I think the offense with Dwayne Haskins, I'm not the biggest fan. I think their defense is actually a lot better with Chase Young looking a beast, but I think the Cardinals take it by 1 or 2 scores. I think it's on the cards.
All I'm going to say on this is the Washington football team's defensive line is out of this world. So Kyle Murray better watch out. And due to that fact, I think I'm riding with the Washington football team plus 7.
Okay. All right. Let's hop right into the next game. We have the Ravens on the road, are favored by 7 against the Houston Texans. I do not like this Houston Texans team. I don't like what I saw against Kansas City. I think the Ravens, I'm going to be honest, I don't think the Ravens lose too many games this season. The only games maybe I think they lose are potentially on the road in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh could squeak by, but I think the Ravens are I think they're going to cover a majority of the spreads that they are faced up against. I kind of like them -7 this week, honestly. I think that they cover the 7 points, and I think that they do it with ease. I think it's like 10 or 13, honestly, is the final differential in the score. Shirtless Wonder, go ahead.
So here's my only thing I'm going to say about this is I think the Houston Texans will still win the AFC South, but they're not winning this week. I don't even think it's close. I think it's 34-10. I think the Ravens run away with it.
I completely agree. I think the Ravens are, and they're going to be my pick to win the Super Bowl this year. I think they're an incredible team. I think Lamar Jackson just looks the same as he did last year, picked up from there. I think adding Calais Campbell to their defense. Yes, they lost Earl Thomas, but bringing Bradley McDougall, I think it is, from the Seahawks. No, they didn't bring him in, but
no.
I think they just look like a good football team, the Ravens. I think Texans just are in self-destruct mode. I think they're one of the worst 5 teams in the NFL this year, in my hot take.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with that last take right there. I think the Texans win their division. Deshaun Watson is a winner, and he does the most with the least more than any quarterback in the league right now. The Ravens still roll. I think the Ravens win by 14-17, no problem.
Okay. All right. We got the other afternoon game, which is the Chiefs, who roll into the Los Angeles Chargers, are favored by 9. The Chiefs are. The over-under is 47.5, a little bit low in my opinion, which kind of interests me. I actually like the Chargers here now that I kind of look at it. I talked to Golf Guru Gary, which is my dad, earlier. They don't call him Golf Guru Gary, but I just made that up. He said he's all over the Chargers this week, and I was like, what? Dude, what are you talking about? You're going to bet against the Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs? who is betting the Chargers +9? Are any of you guys taking the Chargers +9? Because if you guys aren't, then I am.
No.
Absolutely
No,
not.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
I'm taking the Chiefs and the Ravens every week until they don't cover. I think it's a lock, dude. Mahomes is just out of this world. Their offense, especially now with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they have a running game. Come on now, not even close. Their defense is better than people even give them credit for, and they're seen as a decent defense. Chargers have a good defense, but they're not stopping Mahomes.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor throwing as well. I don't think they score many points on them, and I think the Chiefs roll. I think they could score 47 points. I don't think it's going to. I think they go on the overs though for sure. I think the Chiefs win big in this week.
Here's all I'm gonna say: Chiefs offense better than Chargers defense, and Chiefs defense better than Chargers offense. It's a blowout. That's all you have to say.
There you go.
I'm going to give you guys a game script of how I think this game is going to go. First quarter, Chargers start with the ball. Sure, 8-minute drive. Eckler running every play. Go down and score 7-0. Quick turnover. I think the Chargers get the ball right back. I think the Chiefs come out cold on the road. I think they go down. They make it a 10-0 game. We're going into the second quarter with the Chargers up in this one, and it is a beautiful live bet waiting to happen. Chiefs, even money to win the game. Sure, I'll take that. I'm not going to take the spread though. This 9 is way too high. I think the Chargers cover 75% of the time plus here. I love the Chargers this week. I think Austin Eckler is going to run for his life. Run all over this Chiefs team, man. I think this Chiefs defense is not that good, not as good as you guys think. David Johnson made them look silly and only carried the ball like 15 or less times. I like the Chargers. I think that they cover for sure. But all right, let's move on to the next one. We will move to the Seahawks and Patriots game. This is the Sunday night football game, and boy, am I pumped for this one. The line started at Seattle by 3.5. Hasn't moved much. It's at 4. The over-under is pretty low. It is at 44.5. I'm not sure if I really like the spread here. It kind of freaks me out. I think that this actually could be a 3-point game in favor of Seattle, and I'd hate to get burned by a point. I'm going to take Seattle. I like them to win. I guess if I have to choose the spread, I'm going to take Seattle to win by 4. But I don't know. I kind of like the over almost a little bit. I think that it's a little low. I think New England scores a decent amount of points, and I think the Seahawks score too. I kind of like the over 44.5.
I completely agree. I think Cam Newton looked very good with the Patriots last week. Running back had a season to recover. I completely agree with you. I think the overs are very low on this, and I think both teams can score some serious points out there. And I'll agree, though, Seahawks nick it by a field goal, but don't count out them Patriots. Bill Belichick can work wonders, and you know what Cam Newton can do. He looks like he could come back into his 2015 MVP season. So I think this is a very close game, and I think the overs are definitely hitting.
Here's my take. I'm not touching it. Two simple reasons. Never bet against Russell Wilson and never bet against Bill Belichick. I'm not touching the game.
That's fair.
I agree with that.
Football Guru, same thing?
Same thing. He said it. Never bet against Russell Wilson. The guy is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. I think people rate him as a top 3 quarterback, and I think he's still one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league.
Agreed. Totally agreed. Okay, I have the last game of the slate here, which is a Monday night football game. And we're going to get into this one a little bit. The Las Vegas Raiders, their first game in the new stadium, taking on the New Orleans Saints. And before we get into this, I'm going to let everyone know that Football Guru is biased because he is a Saints fan. So, as you guys know, he is probably going to be on the Saints. I love the Raiders here. I had this conversation with the Shirtless Wonder and the Foreigner earlier. We decided this is Raider season, baby. 1-0. I think they go 2-0, win this game at home. First home game at the new stadium. The game script is there. The line reads to me, it's 5.5. That is so – why is New Orleans only favored by 5.5? Okay, Michael Thomas is out. So what? They still should win by a touchdown or more. It makes no sense that this line is only 5.5. I am going to slam the Raiders this week. This might even be my favorite play. I'll tell you what, Shirtless Wonder has all the opinions on this one. He's got me into it. Let's hear it, man. What do you got?
Here's why I think the Raiders are the upset of the week here, okay? Keyword, Michael Thomas out, Drew Brees washed. Simple as that, right?
Woo!
Drew Brees threw for 160 yards last week. Do I think he throws for 250 this week? Yeah, but I think Alvin Kamara still doesn't do anything, and I think the Raiders offensively they have more cohesion than the Buccaneers do, and due to this, I think they score more points against the Saints defense. They've played together before; it's not their first game, So I think they come out there. I think they score 24 points, and I just don't see Noodle Arm Breeze scoring that many points. If I'm being completely honest. I think Carl Nassib, very underrated edge rusher over there in Oakland, or Las Vegas now, my bad. I think he's a very underrated edge rusher. I think he gets a sack or two on Breeze. Is Max Crosby playing? I don't even know. That guy's a stud last year. Should have been Defensive Rookie of the Year if people weren't biased on the Niners. But to me, I think it's plain and simple. I wasn't very impressed with the Saints offense. Saints defense, I think it's a close dogfight. I give it to the home team. I think the NFL rigs it a little bit for Las Vegas to get a win in their first home game. So I'm taking the Raiders.
100% agree. I think Josh Jacobs, man, he is going to run circles around the Saints. I completely agree with these guys. It's the upset of the week. I think I'll take the overs. I think the Raiders playing against my beloved Panthers and scoring 34 on us. I think they could put up similar numbers against the Saints. Yes, do I think the Saints will score? Kamara, brilliant. Emmanuel Sanders is going to get some more targets in this week. I think Jared Cook looked very good at tight end, but I agree with the guys. It's an upset to the Raiders. The NFL are not going to let the Raiders move to Las Vegas and not win on their home game. Guaranteed.
Football Guru, change my mind.
Here's the thing. I'm speechless. Okay, let's just go comparisons here. Do you think Tom Brady is better than Derek Carr?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think Michael Evans is better than whoever the fuck they got to throw the ball to in Las Vegas? Yes or no? Yes or no?
It depends if you're talking Mike Evans last week or not, because last week he was on.
Mike Evans, yes or no? Yes or no in general?
Yes.
Okay. Chris Godwin, do you think he's better than the second option?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think Gronk and OJ Howard are better than the third and fourth options?
Yes, but I think Darren Waller.
No, yes or no questions right now.
No, Darren Waller, I would happily take over Gronk right now.
Okay. Okay, well then you got three other wins for the offensive weapons in the pass game. Okay, Leonard Fournette, no, I don't think he's better than Josh Jacobs. I'll give you Josh Jacobs, sure.
Here's the thing, though.
Oh no, I'm not done yet. Saints defense, okay, showed they are there to play. Janoris, they went all in on defense. Janoris Jenkins with the pick six. Lattimore shutting down Mike Evans for 99% of the game until it didn't matter anymore. They got veterans in Malcolm Jenkins and a very underrated free safety in Marcus Williams. DeMario Davis, one of the best linebackers in football right now. I think that the Panthers defense is terrible, and the Raiders took advantage of it. I don't think they take advantage of a very good Saints defense. I think that the Saints pick is lock. You guys insult me by saying that the Raiders are going to win. It's not even close. The Bucks are way better than the Raiders on paper, right?
Yeah, but why are you not favored more than? Why is it only -5.5? Why aren't you -9 like the Chiefs against the Chargers?
They're on the road and they just won by 10. 7, something like that.
You're saying you're such a vastly better team, though. I think Vegas knows something here, and I think it's...
Yes, because Mike Thomas isn't playing. But guess what? He only had 3 receptions last game. Jared Cook was our leader. Dude, it is insulting. We have one of the best offensive lines of football. I don't give a shit if you have Max Crosby, Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt. Throw them all out there. Breeze was pressured all game last week, and they still managed to put up that many points. The defense is not going to let Derek Carr do anything. Josh Jacobs might get some good runs. But when you're down by 20 points, you're not going to run the ball. You're going to try to throw it, and it's just not going to happen. Saints roll easy. You guys insult me. It's not even a contest, guys.
I'll tell you what, Nate. You've not won me over, but you made me almost change my mind. I'm still on the Raiders in Las Vegas. I was not impressed with the Saints team. They beat the Buccaneers, my team. They beat my team. They destroyed them. It wasn't even close. Like, the score's a lot closer than it should have been. I still wasn't impressed watching the game.
It's fine. You don't have to be impressed. A win's a win. 11 points. That seems impressive to me.
Raider Nation, baby, with the win.
All right.
I'll tell you something else, too, and this will be my last comment on the game. My girlfriend, Cameron Shirtliff, was a Raiders fan. After last week, she joined the right side. Saints fan. She's rooting for the Saints.
She's with you. That has nothing to do with this. Irrelevant argument. Look at the shirtless man. He's just laughing at you.
Laugh all you want. Saints roll. I think the Bucs are better than the Raiders by a mile, and I think the Saints are better than the Panthers by 3 miles. I don't even think it's close.
Okay, calm down right now.
All
right, let's move on. Here we go. I'm going to ask you guys, we're going to do this real quick. Fantasy stack of the week. So for those people that play DFS out there, who are you stacking? Who do you like in the Sunday slate? So this would be the only games that are exempt would be the Seahawks game and the Saints game. So within that Sunday slate, what team are you stacking? I am starting off. I'm going with the Ravens. I think the Ravens are the ultimate stack. Mark Andrews. You go with Mark Andrews. You go with Lamar Jackson. And you know what? You even throw, I believe his name is Miles Boykin in there. I don't even know if anyone knows who that is. I just found him a couple days ago. I was like, man, this guy kind of knows what he's doing. Miles Boykin. Remember the name? I think he has a huge week here in Houston. I love the Ravens stack. Clinton, you might like the Ravens stack. Give me someone else you might like this week.
So there's actually 2 teams that I was thinking about. I was thinking, you could go the Atlanta Falcons, which I think Matt Ryan with 450 yards out of this world, especially for fantasy value. But to me, I think there's only one real team that's going to have a fantasy stack, and I think that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As biased as it sounds, you were talking about a stack. You throw Tom Brady out there as your number one. This dude's going to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, I think. You throw Ronald Jones out there, who I think is going to get the bulk of the carries again, and I think he's going to score another 2 touchdowns. I mean, Josh Jacobs just carved that defense apart. You throw, if Chris Godwin's hurt, sleeper of the week, Scotty Miller. Play that young man. 5 catches for 75 yards last week, and I think he goes 5 catches for maybe 120 this week against the Carolina Panthers. I think you throw Scotty Miller in there, and I actually think you throw O.J. Howard in there over Rob Gronkowski at the tight end position. O.J. Howard had a good game last week, caught a touchdown. I think he catches another one this weekend.
All right. Well, you guys said the big ones. I'll stick to the Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs. I don't care how good a defense the Chargers are supposed to have. Mahomes, lock and load. Clyde Edwards-Helaire proved he is probably going to be the rookie of the year, especially on the offensive side. I think Tyreek Hill didn't have a big game, still going to come out. Sammy Watkins had a great, amazing game. I think he keeps rolling. And then, you got Travis Kelce, who's the arguable best tight end in the league. Easy money.
Foreigner, last one. Foreigner.
Okay, well, I think all you guys have nailed it on this week. I think the Chiefs, you got, Patrick Mahomes, all them, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they're going to run all over them. But I think the biggest fantasy ones-wise, Falcons. I think Todd Gurley runs all over the Cowboys. I think Julio Jones has one of his monster games. I think he can get 200 yards on these guys. I think Matt Ryan carries on. But also, little sleeper of the week, I'm going biased. I'm going Robbie Anderson against the Bucs. I think he'll burn.
Not 2 weeks in a row, buddy. Sorry, that's not how that works.
Burn the corners of Tampa Bay. I can even name them that shit. So I'm going over 100 yards, and I'm going 2 touchdowns in the surprise upset.
Shut down Michael Thomas, and you can't name him. Stop. Moving on.
All right.
Hurt Michael Thomas. Let's make that clear real quick too.
You You could say the same thing about Marshawn Lattimore on a hurt Michael Evans.
Okay, but Marshawn Lattimore has proven he can shut down Mike Evans anyway, so that's not even that. It's not even news
Most
anymore.
overrated player in the football league.
All right, we're going to move on. We're going to do a little segment here. We are all going to pick our winners for the games each week. Shirtless Wonder is pumped about this one.
Woo!
So what we're going to do here, we're going to do a little four-way contest. We're each going to pick a winner. We're going to all – just a winner, just an outright win. No spread, no nothing, outright win. We're going to see at the end of the season who has the best ratio. Shirtless Wonder, I'm going to start with you. We're going to go in a clockwise order with the picks. So the first game we have is the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you have to win?
The Atlanta Falcons to win outright. I just think they're too much offensively for the Dallas Cowboys to handle.
Okay, clockwise is this way, so it's me, correct? Yeah. I am going to choose I'm going to take the Cowboys here. I do man, this is tough. I do like Atlanta. I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta, but I really don't see the Cowboys losing 2 in a row. I'm going to take the Cowboys very reluctantly, though. Foreigner.
I think it's the Falcons all day, baby. I think their offense just runs over the Cowboys, and it's Falcons for the win.
Football Guru, who you got?
Cowboys just suck, man. Falcons all day.
All right, got them down. Here we go. Next game, I will start Buffalo Bills and Dolphins. I'm going to take the Bills, no explanation. Over to you, Foreigner.
Well, this dude has some terrible internet connection.
We're all on the same Wi-Fi. This is the only dudes having issues.
Yeah.
All right,
well, I'm going with the Bills as well.
Oh, sorry, I'm back online. The Bills, yes, the Bills.
Bills it is, man. Bills it is, all the way around the clock.
All right, everyone's on the Bills. We move to the Panthers and Tampa Bay game. The Foreigner, you are first. Who do you have to win this game?
I am Carolina, baby. We're going to roll through and destroy the Bucs. Mark my words.
Hey, can we up it to $100 per person to the winner?
Football Guru, who you got here?
No, I'm taking Tampa Bay. They showed that they're a good team against probably the NFC favorites last week. They're going to roll the Panthers.
Obvious choice for the Shirtless Wonder. I got the Bucs. I know you do too.
Bingo.
All right, let's move on. We're going to start with the Football Guru on this one. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Denver Broncos. Who do you got to win this one, Guru?
I think the Steelers edge it out. Their defense is just too good.
Shirtless?
Here's the thing. I love the Denver Broncos, but I just got to be logical here, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers edge it out.
I like the Steelers as well to win this game. Foreigner, who you got?
Steelers, that defense is scary. Drew Lock's got no chance.
Okay, Clinton, we're going to come to you with the Packers and Lions game. Who do you got to win this one?
I think the Packers win.
It is taking everything inside of me to not blurt out Detroit right now. Holy cow. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going Detroit. I think they win this game, and I think they win it in style. I think they win by double digits. Let's go, baby. Lions all the way, man.
Okay, so I'll take your money by Venmo or by cash. Doesn't matter either way. Go Packers. Come on. It's Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones are just beasts, dude.
Exactly. The first time and only time you'll ever hear this. I agree with Nate.
All right, let's move on. Foreigner, you're going to be first. Eagles or Rams? Who you got here?
I'm going with the Rams. This Eagles team is washed.
Guru, Football Guru, who you got?
Eagles. I said it already.
The wonder of the world. Who do you have?
It's definitely the Rams.
All right, I'm on the Rams as well. And we will move on to the next game, the Colts and Vikings. This one's going to be interesting. Shirtless Wonder, who do you have here?
I think it's the Vikings, and I think it's pretty easily. I give it, 7 to 10 points to the Vikings.
I got the Colts, 100%. Foreigner, who you got?
I've got the Colts again, 100%. This is a win, a guaranteed win.
I agree with the handsome shirtless man. I think the Vikings definitely roll.
Okay, we got a split vote there. It's going to be an interesting one. Chicago and New York Giants. I'm going to start. I will take Chicago. And the foreigner, over to you.
I'm taking the Giants. I like Daniel Jones tearing up this defense.
Football Guru, who you got?
I was going to say the Giants until the foreigner said it, so I'm going with the Bears.
Oh, a little rivalry going on here.
Shirtless, who you got, buddy?
I think it's a battle of the trash cans, and I think the Chicago Bears aren't as full of a trash can as the Giants, so I'm taking the Bears.
Love it. Love to hear it. We will now move to the Niners and Jets game. And I believe, Football Guru, you are starting here.
I mean,
Okay, so he's stupid now, Nate.
Super Bowl hangover or not, the Niners win. Let's be honest. The Jets are a dumpster fire, and it's just terrible. I don't think they win by 7, but I think the Niners win. It's not a question.
Shirtless?
That's the big discretion between all of us. Is some people, it's if they win by 7. Everyone knows they're going to win. It just depends on if they win by 7. So Niners for me.
Yeah, I got the Niners to win the game. However, I think they win it with a last-second field goal to win the game. How embarrassing. Not a good Niners team. Foreigner, who you got?
It's the Niners all day. This Jet team is one of the worst in the division. I mean, the nail on.
All right, everyone on the Niners there. We got a couple more. Jacksonville Jaguars and Tennessee Titans. Shirtless Wonder, I believe this is over to you.
Mark me up for Titans. Derrick Henry going to carry me on his back to a victory.
I will take the Titans as well. And Scott, who you got down there?
I'm going to take the upset, actually. Just throw out there. I'm going to take the Jags.
Interesting.
I think the Titans win. I don't think they cover, but I think they win.
Okay. All right. I am on this. Oh, man, I gave myself a tough one. Washington football team in Arizona. The only reason I'm taking Arizona is because the spread is 7. I love this Washington football team, but I'm going to take Arizona here, and I will go down to you, the foreigner.
I am taking the Cardinals here. I think D-Hop is going to, again, go off, and I think that football team had their one win of the season. I don't think it's going to get any better for them, so Cardinals here, by the way.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals just because I think Kyler Murray is better than Dwayne Haskins.
And I'm going with the Cardinals as well. I love Ron Rivera. I love the football team, but I think Kyle Murray's too fast back there for them to sack him 7 times this game.
Foreigner, Ravens and Texans. I'm pretty sure everyone is taking the Ravens here, but go ahead and just say it anyway.
Yeah, it's a nail on the Ravens. Lamar Jackson running all over that defense.
Yeah, we can just go to the next game. It's Ravens all the way.
Ravens by 20.
I got Ravens. Okay, next game is the Chiefs and Chargers.
Same.
I'm pretty sure everyone's taking the Chiefs.
Chiefs all day.
I'll tell you what, if we were doing spreads, I would be taking the Chargers 1,000%, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. We got everyone down for Chiefs to win that game. And we will move on to Shirtless Wonder, Seahawks or Patriots? Who you got?
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a hard one for me, to be honest. Like, do you bet against Russell Wilson or Bill Belichick? Like, I don't know. To me, personally, you can't bet against Russell Wilson. I'm taking the Seahawks to barely win this. He's just playing way too well.
I'm taking the Seahawks as well to win this game. I like them here. Foreigner, who you got?
I've got the Seahawks as well. I think it's a very close game. Hard to bet and wouldn't go near it with my bets. But, yeah, Russell Wilson is an unbelievable quarterback, and they win it. So.
Wilson's better than Cam Newton. That's it. It's all you need to know. Seahawks win.
Everyone on Seattle. We got the last game, Saints and Raiders. I believe this is it my first pick?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I'm taking the Raiders. And I am saying that with pride, man. Go, Raiders, go.
Okay. You're not allowed to watch the game with me then.
I completely agree. I think Raider Nation, baby, they are going to beat the Saints. You hear it here first from the 3 experts and Nate.
I mean, before Nate speaks, mark me up, man. Las Vegas Raiders, man. Let's go.
Let's go, baby, Raider Nation.
I'll tell you what. My dad told me a very good piece of advice when I was younger. Vegas wasn't built on winners. They're built on losers. And now that the Raiders are there, it's going to continue that trend and be built on losers. The Saints win, no problem. You got Will Lutz, best kicker in the league. Drew Brees, greatest of all time in the Saints organization, man. You got an offensive heavy team, and the defense is not far behind. They went all in this year. They think they're going to win the Super Bowl. Vegas thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl. Come on now. You guys insult me.
All right. That will do it. Let me ask you guys any final comments about this Sunday. Anyone have anything else they want to say before we wrap it up?
Slam heavy on the Raiders.
If you guys haven't already, go visit thegolfguru.info. Great website. You'll learn some really valuable intel over there.
There'll be some podcasts as well coming up for that. Stay tuned.
Shirtless Wonder, anything to leave to the viewers?
All I'm saying is Bucks and 7, baby. Let's go Bucks.
All right, guys, that will do it for the first football breakdown with 3 experts and Nate. That is not our name. But, yeah, that'll do it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like down low. This should be on YouTube tomorrow afternoon, which is Friday afternoon. And also, go Patrick Reed, man, U.S. Open. I will potentially have a video after the cut with the foreigner. Might just be a quick 30-minute video banter with us two. We'll let you guys know. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to visit thegolfguru.info for all your golf needs. This is Golf Guru Greg signing off. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.
Thank you.